What's up? It's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This is gonna be my first book haul of 2022. Alright, it is the morning. It's 10 a.m. and I just got ready specifically for this video. And then I have work soon. I'm trying to knock things off of my to-do list, and I stayed up till 3 a.m. last night and I haven't had coffee yet, so like bear with me if my energy is not its highest today. I don't even know how many books there are. One of my goals was to buy only one book for every 5 books off of my physical TBR, not counting book of the month books. But last night I actually broke that. I bought 4 books, so I'm gonna attempt. It's not the end of the world yet. I will attempt to read 20 books off of my physical TBR before I buy another book. I could do that. Last year, I had like a 3-month book buying ban and it was successful. And y'all helped me with that because y'all sent me a bunch of books during that time to help my moments of weakness. So I have actually more gifts slash like books I got from my library, the discard shelves. I work there, so like we could choose things off of there as much as we want. So some of these still have the library like plastic covering on it, just so y'all know. I always start book hauls with my gifts from people because, you know, I love expressing gratitude for y'all. It's the least I could freaking do. Y'all are so incredible. Like, I just thank you. Unreal how much y'all support me. If I think about it too hard, I get emotional. So damn, my hair looks kind of silky today. Okay, that never happens. Anyway, okay, let's start with Nightwolf. My girl Sarah from Sarah's Shelves got this for me. This is the spin-off to the Black Sunshine duology. Black Sunshine was my February book club pick. I run my own book club. It's called Full Moon Book Club because we have our live shows every full moon of the month. I have a guest host every month. There's a Google form down below in all my videos. It's not mandatory to fill that out, but it'll let me know you're participating. It asks like your favorite book and book club suggestions for the future, fun facts and things like that. So it's a little fun moment. But yeah, I absolutely loved Black Sunshine. I'll have my vlog linked down below. I actually love that vlog. A live show with Nikkei as well. And I immediately bought the sequel. Read that a week after Black Sunshine. Sarah and I buddy read The Blood is Love, which was the sequel. And then so she just felt right getting me the spin-off. I'm actually in the middle of this. I'm on chapter 5. She just finished it last night, but I have other priorities. I have my book club pick this month to read, so I'm putting this off for a little bit. I actually started this with her when I visited her last weekend when we were in a cozy little cabin in North Carolina. Why do I sneeze in every freaking video? Is that my brand now? I swear to God. It involves vampires. It's a dark romance. Apparently there's gonna be a 4th one. Stoked for that. I love this cover and I love the tabs that I'm using. My manager actually gave them to me. Next, I have a book I already read beginning of February. Book of Night by Holly Black. This is like the very first art edition. This is from my friend Isabella from @thefeministbookworm on Instagram. This was my most highly anticipated book of 2022, and I'll link my dedicated reading blog down below. This involves like shadow magic. It's like an urban fantasy. There are a lot of characters. The world building is phenomenal. This was my first Holly Black book that I read. That was a decent time. I mean, there were a lot of parts that made me laugh, made me cringe. Yeah, we'll just watch that vlog if you want my more in-depth thoughts. It's spoiler free. That one doesn't come out until May though. Next, I have a book that I got with the money my mom gave me when I went to go visit Sarah. So yeah, this is the only book I bought while with Sarah and I was very proud of it. It's a vampire book. Vampires, the myths, legends, and lore. It's just everything. Like, y'all know I've been obsessed with vampires lately. Ever since A Dowry of Blood, and then I got a bunch of bats tattooed on my shoulder, and my whole aesthetic just revolves around like bats and vampire and witchy stuff. So I would actually read this cover to cover. Like, it looks readable. It's not like super tiny font, you know, and it's not a bunch of footnotes and shit. Like, it's actually something I would read cover to cover. So love that. Thank you, Mom, even though she didn't know she bought it for me. I'm pretty sure she thought I was gonna use that money for food, but here we are. And next, I have a book from a subscriber named Danny. I'm just not sure which Danny. Please comment down below if this is you, who sent me Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. This I've been eyeing for a while because I grew up going to H Mart with my parents, you know? And I love memoirs. I don't know, I've never heard of this author because apparently she's also a musician for this band called Japanese Breakfast. I heard it's a lot about her mom dying or something. morning, so like it should be kind of emotional, and it's not that long, so I'm excited to read this. I'm planning on reading this in May for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The next two books are super sweet because I got COVID in January and I was really bummed, obviously. And then Catherine from Cat Reads 247 on Instagram got me two books to cheer me up. The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. I love this edition. It comes with a little burgundy ribbon bookmark, and I love me a good ribbon bookmark. It just makes everything so much more aesthetically pleasing. I love this cover a lot more than the paperback. I've only read one V.E. Schwab book so far, and it's Addie LaRue. I've been in the middle of Vicious since last August, so I don't know. I think I'm like kind of nervous to read more of her work because they're so different from Addie LaRue, and I know like every book of hers is different, but alas, I have yet another book by her. Yeah, she goes by she, they. Okay, but I have a lot. I have like almost all of their books except the archived series. Damn. That's wild. I need to get cracking. I need to make a V.E. Schwab vlog. That's what I need to do. And then the second book that Catherine got me is What We Devour by Lindsay Miller. I didn't need to know what this was about. I assumed it was vampires, but apparently not, according to, I think it was Darian from Darian Reads who read this and didn't like it that much. But the cover is stunning. It just looks like my vibes. Lorena Adler has a secret. She holds the power of the banished gods. She has hidden her entire life, both from the world, from her past. She's content to spend her days as an undertaker in a small town, marry her best friend Julian, and live an unfulfilling life so long as no one uncovers her true nature. But when the notoriously bloodthirsty crown prince comes to arrest Julian's father, he immediately recognizes Lorena for what she is. So she makes a deal, a fair trial for her betrothed's father in exchange for her service to the crown. Ooh, we love a good deal, you know, and like choices and stuff. I love when characters do that. And it says on the front, if you can't tame your demons, set them free. It screams Jan. Like, come on, let's be real. The skull and everything, love to see it. So thank you, Catherine, for those. Next, I have a book that was sent to me by Sourcebooks Fire, so thank you so much. My Dearest, Darkest by Kayla Cottingham. So this is a sapphic gothic horror. Sapphic gothic? No, it's a sapphic horror with like gothic vibes. It's dark academia. I've heard good things so far from the few people who I know have read it. It just seems like right up my alley. I haven't been reading a lot of YA, but I am interested in this. I definitely want to pick it up for Sapphic-a-thon one of these months. I always love when there are like gates. Ignore my one nail that's gone. I'm a mess. But I love when there are like gates on the front. I don't know. Next, I have a whole boxed set from the subscriber who gets me so much stuff. I am so grateful for you, and like her personality is just everything too. So this is from Natalie. She got me the Folk of the Air box set. I've been wanting to read The Cruel Prince for a while now. I started it on audio and then I DNF, so I'm definitely gonna give it another chance physically. I want to do a vlog where I binge the whole series. Definitely want to read more of Holly Black after I read Book of Night. So excited for this. I literally damn near cried when I got this. This will be the year. You know what? We're manifesting. This will be the year that I conquer this trilogy. Okay. Next, I have another book that my mom paid for. We were thrift shopping at Goodwill. I found an arc of, obviously you're not supposed to like resell arcs. Oh my god. I got The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon. I hate saying her last name. It feels like it's not complete, you know what I'm saying? It's just like stuck in my voice box. I don't know. If you haven't read anything by her yet, I have The Invited and The Winter People as well, so maybe that's a vlog moment too. An author spotlight situation. It says powerful supernatural thriller. There are paranormal elements to this. Someone drowns, I'm assuming. I love this cover. It's not something I would gravitate towards, but it's a very floppy art. Heard good things about Jennifer McMahon's writing, so I'm excited to eventually get to this one. Next, I have another book sent to me by Sourcebooks Fire. So grateful. I got The New Girl by Jessie Q. Satanto. This is the same author as Dial A for Aunties. This came out in February. Wow, I didn't even know. I think this is dark academia too. When a dead girl is discovered in the classroom with a teacher who's determined to see Leah fail, she tries to get to the bottom of what could have happened. I've heard people like get excited about this book when I posted a picture of it, so like I'll get to it eventually. I did like Dial A for Aunties by this author, so maybe when I read the second one, I'll also pick this one up. There's something about this cover and like the dead bee that just like gets me, you know? Next, I have another book sent to me by the publisher. This is from Penguin Teen. I got Iron Widow by Ziran J. Zhao. Sorry if I butchered that, but they are iconic. Like, look. at this author photo. Like, come on. I love that. I think this has like a love triangle YA fantasy. I know Jessie really liked this book. I said that I would enjoy the writing a lot. There are a lot of feminist elements in this as well, and like really good quotes. So I'm super excited for this. I've heard a lot of hype around this, especially when Jessie made it their NB book club pick, and this cover is definitely on display on my shelves. It's stunning. I'm kind of intimidated by it because I feel like I might be a little bit confused with the world building and stuff, but eventually, maybe in May as well, AAPI month. Possible. All right, the rest of them are library discards or arcs that I got from work. First one I have is Nobody's Magic by Destiny O. Birdsong. I have never heard of this book until, you know, I saw it at work. It sounds really captivating though. It looks like there's a lot of like character study involved. Suzette, Maple, and Agnes, 3 black women with albinism. Suzanne is a pampered 20-year-old. She's been sheltered from the outside world since a dangerous childhood encounter. Now a budding romance with a sweet mechanic allows her to seek independence. Maple is reeling from the unsolved murder of her free-spirited mother, until one night at a party she connects with Chad. Oh, not Chad. Agnes is far from home when she attracts interest of a lonely army veteran who's convinced she wields a certain magic. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of character growth. It seems like there's going to be a lot of romance, and I love books with a lot of characters that have distinguishable storylines and then they somehow all come together. I've said this before. Seems like what this is exactly. Next, I have a book that I'm actually going to buddy read with Sarah from Sarah Shelves and Mo from the Roomies Digest, Vladimir by Julia May Jones. I've talked about this in my March TBR, so go watch that. I'll have that link down below if you want more, but it's basically dark academia with like a teacher-student romance. Yeah, okay. And I hate that cover. Next, I have one that still has the library plastic covering on it, Dream Girl by Laura Lippman. So I actually DNF'd this previously. I probably got like 20 pages in and I was like, nope, this is not it. But this is a thriller involving writers and editors, I believe. She's a figment born of a writer's imagination, despite what many believe or claim to know. Could the cryptic caller be one of his 3 ex-wives playing a vindictive trick after all these years? I'm touching on timely issues that include power, agency, appropriation, and creation. Superb blend of psychological suspense and horror that reveals the mind and soul of a writer. I've always loved like getting in the minds of like crazy people, serial killers and everything. That's why I love true crime. I was a psychology minor, so I've always loved, you know, learning about how the brain works, especially abnormal psychology. I love all of that. So this sounds like a good time. I don't know, maybe it takes a while to get into because I know Gabby from Gabby Reads also DNF'd this, or no, I think she finished it and she wished she DNF'd it. I'm gonna give it another try because I got it for free, so why not? Another book I picked up is The Hunting Wives by May Cobb. So this was a book of the month pick at one point, but I wasn't interested because honestly it's set in Chicago, so like, but I know one of my supervisors read this book and she said it was all right. I think it's about like a bunch of rich wives in this novel of obsession, seduction, and murder. Yeah, so obsession, seduction, and murder are the words that got me interested in this. And I also love the cover, the whole like lipstick bullet situation. We're gonna give this one a shot. Chapters are really short, so hopefully it goes by quick whenever I do get around to it, but it's not anywhere near my priorities. Yearbook by Seth Rogen. I love Seth Rogen low-key. I think he's hilarious. He was really good in that Steve Jobs movie too. I don't know, I just think he's like adorable. But this is his memoir. I do want to get the audiobook for this and follow along because I know Sharni from Sharni and Books said that that's the way to go, and I love listening to authors narrate their own memoirs. Next, I have an arc of Heard It in a Love Song by Tracy Garvis Graves. So this already came out November 2021. My friend Kat from BookTube Beginning put this book on my radar. She saw it at Target one day and then I was like, oh, I saw that at work. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of books about music. I'm hoping this gives kind of Daisy Jones vibes, but that'd be a stretch. We're gonna see where this takes me because I love this cover. It's very vintagey, bright, perfect for spring. Another book that Sarah and I agreed to buddy read sometime in the near future, The Plot by Jean Han Corlitz. This is another popular thriller. I'm sure you've heard of it, and it's another one that involves writers or editors or something. Ew, the main character's name is Jake. I dated Jake. He was an asshole. I heard the twist of this book is really good, so I'm excited to see what's up. Again, not on our priority list. Next is the most recent one I got from the library, Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. I first heard about this book from Olivia Reads a Latte, I believe. I always see it at Half Price Books and I always gravitate towards it but never actually buy it. I was really happy when I saw it on the discard shelves. I think it was about 2 sisters, yeah, and then they disappear. 3 years later, Cass returns home without her sister. As an expert in narcissistic personality disorder, Dr. Winter looks deeply into Cass's family to uncover the truth. Okay, so there's like secrets involved. It's giving me House of Hollow, when the two sisters disappear and then they come back and they're not themselves. Hide and Seek was like that too. Hide and Seeker, sorry. The middle grade kid gets lost and then comes back and he's not himself, and then you find out why. Hopefully this delivers, because I've heard, again, the twist is good. This is a like hella backlist book. 2017. And the last library discard I have is Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. I really hate that this has deckled edges, but I like the paperback cover better than the hardcover. Or is it the other way around? I don't remember. Oh, there's a little bit of water damage. That's why they were getting rid of this. This is about struggle, also about love, joy, and imagination. This is a Britain less often depicted in fiction, but that certainly doesn't mean it's not a world that is possible and worth celebrating. A magnificent portrayal of the intersections of identity and a moving and hopeful story of a group of Black British women. I heard really good things about this. I heard the writing is supposed to be really good. It's like a deep dive into these Black British women's lives. So excited to take a stab at this one at some point. It looks very readable, like the font is a decent size, you know, so maybe it'll go faster than it looks because she's pretty thick. Now moving on to the books that I bought for myself. I don't know what time it is. I might have to get ready for work soon. Oh, it's 10:40. So we'll start with the books I bought just last night. So I went to the bookstore for the Atlas 6 because I put a poll up and everyone voted for the Atlas 6. Everyone says it's my vibes. It's like dark academia, characters who have like mind manipulation powers, like reality altering powers type shit. Everyone knows how much I love black and gold foiling on covers and stuff. So this is perfect, and I'm glad I waited for this edition instead of getting the indie published one when it was all hyped on every social media platform ever. I'm really excited to get to this one actually and see what all the hype's about. Oh, there are illustrations. Hello. Here for it. I'm into it. Let's go. This has to go on my April TBR. It just feels right, you know? I also got another V.E. Schwab book that will probably take me forever to get to, but Gallant. I think it's so cute that it's like a square, you know? I actually never saw it in person until yesterday. I was watching Darian from Darian Reads. Yeah, it was a vlog and she bought this for her birthday. She was talking about how small it is and I was like, okay, now I need to go see it. And then I saw it and then I was like, oh my god, there are illustrations in this one too and it's so cute. And so I just broke my book buying ban and bought it. This is on my 22 books to read in 2022, so definitely this year. I've heard a lot of good things about this and how, yes, it's different from Addie LaRue, but it's honestly just as good, some people are saying, but in a different way. It's supposed to be really haunting. That word always gets me. There are ghouls involved apparently. There's like a secret passageway, a boarding school. It just has a bunch of my buzzwords and I'm excited to see how this plays out after Addie LaRue, you know? I know V.E. Schwab has been posting about how they're afraid that they'll never write anything like Addie LaRue again, and they're accepting that, and like it means so much to them that like people are actually still picking this up and loving it just as much. It's just so like heartwarming to see them so happy about their success and everything, and how they're like accepting that maybe you just would never write something as successful, but you know, they're keeping on writing anyway, and that's beautiful. Honestly, could never be me, but love that. I love the colorway that they chose for this cover. I love how the cover feels. I'm stoked. The next I kind of have some regrets about, just a little bit. It was definitely an impulse buy. I didn't look into it as hard as I should have, but Anatomy, a Love Story. It's a YA book. I just love the font. I love the cover. Come on, y'all know how I feel about Anatomical Hearts. I saw this quote on Goodreads and then I open it and it says a gothic tale full of mystery and romance, and apparently it's about people who dig graves and then take the hearts and stuff and like sells them to hospitals. I don't know, but hopefully it's not a lot of like medical talk. Someone said that the romance isn't as heavy as I thought it was gonna be, but it's fine. It was $9.49 from Half Price Books, so it sucks that I, you know, added another 5 books to my have to read list before I buy another book because of this book. Does that make sense? I wish I got this from the library instead, but nevertheless, I'm not gonna return it. We're gonna accept it because I do love the cover. I do want it on my shelves and I like how like matte it feels. Yeah, okay. And then I also got We Have Always Lived in the Castle for $8.49. I talk about it in my vlog, but if y'all have been watching me and Jesse's friendship for a while, Jesse from Bow Ties and Books, by the way, when they visited once, we went to Half Price Books and saw this for $6.99, but I was on a book buying ban. They grabbed it and they didn't get it, even though they walked around with it for like an hour, and then we regretted it ever since. Oh no! There's writing in this. Ugh, that's so annoying. Oh, I gotta get rich soon. Fuck. So this is by Shirley Jackson. It's a classic. I hope I like it more than The Haunting of Hill House. I just love this edition. I wish there were illustrations with this art style throughout the book, but there's not. Next, I have the first book of the year that I bought in January, and that is The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. I read The Flat Share a few years ago when it was like super hype all over the place. I'm excited for this one because it's a road trip between, I think, two friends. They like haven't spoken in a while, and then they, you know, have to take this road trip for some reason. And apparently this gets really deep and heavy at some points, and I love romances that do that. Like, that's why I love Emily Henry's beach read so much, because it unexpectedly went down a darker path than I thought. Also, there's a character in this book named Addie, and I love the forced proximity trope, and these two are exes who reach a new level of awkward when forced to take a road trip together in this endearing and humorous novel. I'm really excited for this one. It is kind of thick, and the font is pretty small for a romance, but I love the whole like dual timeline now and then thing. Forced proximity, like I said. There's probably going to be a second chance romance in this, which is another one of my favorite tropes, so it's just giving. Like, I'm so excited to start this book at some point, and it's a nice like blue cover. I don't know, I just want to start it. I will probably read it in April, honestly. Let's be real, not me making my April TBR on this fucking video. Next book is The Blood is Love. Already talked about her, already read her. The sequel to Black Sunshine. I think I like this one a little bit more in terms of the steamy scenes and stuff, but I think I like Black Sunshine because it was like, obviously, like, I fell in love with the series because of that. But I don't know, the sex scenes in this one were intense, and it was unlike anything I've read before. I'm not a big smutty monster romance situation, so like a lot of things that those readers find like 1 chili pepper, I'm like, okay, 5 chili peppers, you know what I mean? So that's that. And then the last stack I have just consists of book of the month books. So this is gonna be a little bit quicker because I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about these already. A lot of y'all are subscribed to book of the month. If not, I have a referral link down below so we could both save money. Yeah, no? First, I have Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I got this one because it was a member fave. I wasn't interested in it until I saw how like short the chapters are at work, and like I heard it's really good, and it made my friend Quinn cry, and she said I definitely would cry too, so hopefully that is the case. The whole dancing trope in books is not my thing either. I don't know, like it always turns me off when I hear like a book is about ballet or some shit. I'm like, yeah, not interested. But we'll see how this one goes. It should be super quick. I could definitely read this in like a day if I tried. I've read Everything by Nicola Yoon, but like when I was, you know, just first starting to avidly read again, so I might have been kind of naive. We'll see how this goes. Next, I have a book I already read end of January, I think. I was randomly in the mood for it, finally got to it. The Love Hypothesis. Not even gonna mention anything about it besides the fact that it was 5 stars, surprisingly for me. I thought I was gonna hate it, but lived up to the hype, y'all. Go for it if you haven't already. Next, I have Will Smith's memoir. He wrote this alongside Mark Manson, who is the author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which is my favorite self-help book ever. So excited to get into this. This cover is just everything. And Will Smith, we all know how he has an interesting life. I just want to know the specifics, you know? It's a thick one, but I really love how this was a book of the month pick, and then there's like actual like colored photos. This is like a $35 book retail price, so I got it for $9.99. Book of the month just slaps. I swear to God, please sponsor me. Next, I have Tell Me Everything by Erica Krause. This is a true crime book. Beware of the trigger warnings for sexual assault and rape. This is a true story, I believe. Part memoir and part literary true crime. I've been missing reading true crime ever since I started watching Criminal Minds a few months ago. This is me trying to get back into my true crime momentum. I have so many true crime books that I've yet to read, and I do want to reread Mindhunter again. I'm excited for this, and like I said, I love memoirs, and it's super short, so hopefully it packs a punch. Next, I have a book I just recently finished, The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. This actually comes out today, March 15th, as I'm filming this. I gave it 3 stars. Simone St. James is one of my favorite authors now. I absolutely love The Broken Girls. Sundown Motel is really good too. I want to read her backlist. This one has some paranormal elements as well. This is about a true crime blogger, so it had all the elements for a great story that I would enjoy, and it had the dual timelines that I love. love. Simone St. James is known for that. I had a fun time reading this. So I pitched it as Criminal Minds meets Home Before Dark and then a splash of Evelyn Hugo. Y'all see why. There's this true crime blogger, journalist person who interviews an old lady who usually doesn't give interviews, and she's super rich and she lives in this haunted mansion. So that's why it gives Evelyn Hugo and Home Before Dark. But yeah, I still would give it a shot. The twist was not anything special for me. Honestly, I can't even remember it at the top of my head, and I read this like last weekend, if that tells you anything. But I love this cover, and I will still continue to read Simone St. James. I have We Are the Brennans by Tracy Long. Naomi from Naomi's Library said this was really good, so I'm taking her word for it. I again chose this as a member fave because I didn't like the pics that month. It's super short. I do like how simple the cover is, but I'm not a huge fan of like family-centric books. I don't know why. Hopefully this delivers. If anything, it's a really short read, so hopefully it doesn't take too much of my time if I don't end up liking it. I heard there's a lot of drama involved. We'll see if it holds my attention. Next, I have The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. This is on my March TBR. I love anything set in France. I love Paris. I've been to Paris. Love the French language. So every time it's in books, I like squeal a little bit because I get to practice and like translate it in my head before they do it in the book, you know? And I've been wanting to refresh my French for a while. I just haven't actually sat down and taken the time to do that. This would be my first Lucy Foley book. I haven't read the guest list. I've heard mixed things. I feel like you love it or you hate it, you know? But it's super quick and I do have it, so maybe eventually, but I'm definitely gonna be getting to this sometime this month, and I hope it's quick because I know Kat from BookTube Beginnings gave it 5 stars, but I also know a lot of my other friends gave it 3 stars or lower or something, so we'll see where I stand. I mean, it's my first Lucy Foley, and I think everyone I know who's read this has read the guest list, so we'll just see. All right, the very last book in this book haul, thank God, A History of Wild Places. I just finished this yesterday. Wow, it goes really well with my outfit right now. Wow, damn, if only the story was good. Okay, the writing was pretty good. This was my first Shea Earnshaw. I've owned The Wicked Deep by them for so freaking long. But yeah, I went into this hoping for 5 stars. I got a 3. There were very few reasonings behind that 3rd star. I was just bored for the first 200 pages, honestly. The last 100, that's when all the reveals come out. I have heard before I read this that it was a slow burn type of thriller, but it's also like magical realism, but not really. I thought it was gonna be more than that. There was one twist that was like, what the fuck, that's so basic, like read it before, whatever. There was another twist that was one of my favorite tropes, so that's why it's 3 stars as opposed to 2. There's also my least favorite trope in this. The least favorite, my most hated trope was in this as well, and the last 200 pages I needed help from the audiobook, so that's the only reason I got through this. This was on my 22 books I wanted to read in 2022. Those have been very disappointing so far, so yeah, this was no exception to that, but glad I read it, glad I got it out of the way finally. I personally don't think this was worth the hype whatsoever. All right, if you made it to the end of this video, put the green heart emoji down below if you made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this book haul. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the book haul by sending me book mail. Love you all. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a great day. Stay safe and stay positive always, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.